It's food as dogs with a name. Listening podcasts with no name. Let it panic and not enjoy. Talking about fun goals. So sit back, relax and enjoy. The podcast with no name. The podcast with no name. The podcast. This is podcast with no name.
Hello and welcome. You are listening to a podcast with no aim, episode 2, Electric Boogaloo. For your host today, there's Joel.
Hi.
Already screwed up. And then there's Matt.
Hi.
And I'm Nick. I'm the guy screwing everything up right now. But let me just...
I just want to point out there's another thing you've already messed up. This episode has the same name as the last episode now.
Did we really start it? Okay.
I called the last episode episode 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, shit.
That's why I wanted to confuse everyone by just calling this one episode 1. Just to mess with
Well, now we're just messing with people because we're using the same exact title.
Yeah. Well,
what was another good sequel name for a movie? It was Cruise Control. There we go.
Yes, episode 2, Cruise Control. Okay.
There we go. We got our title. To start out, let me just explain that we now have a format for our show. To start out with, I'm going to provide an icebreaker, which is basically an impossible question to start out our conversation. And then every 10 minutes after that, we're going to rotate, and someone will provide a derail. The idea behind a derail is that they will either change the topic, introduce something that they want to provide another impossible question, or forbid a topic of discussion. And basically that just goes in with the title of our podcast, which is a podcast with no aim. We're trying to just derail the conversation as much as possible and end up somewhere where we don't expect. So I'm going to start off this episode by providing the icebreaker. Now, there is we are a podcast, and one of the most important things to a podcast is keeping track of copyright law and things like that. Now, just imagine in your heads right now the C with the circle around it, the copyright symbol. You got it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
What would happen if you copyrighted that?
Ah, my head!
Try and visualize it.
Oh, no, don't visualize it. Oh, God.
It's kind of an official symbol.
Well, no.
Who made
what
that?
if someone copyrights the copyright of that copyrighted symbol? Oh no.
Well, actually, if it was already copyrighted, you would have a copyright symbol too.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So what did someone have?
Which would also have the copyright, which would have a 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 copyright.
God, this is going to go Inception levels. God.
Now, would it just break reality as we know it?
I think what you've done there is, in one fell swoop, proven that copyright law is broken.
Possibly. Now, would that hold up in court? Now, let's say you just stole the 10th level copyright, Or could you just claim that it's one of the many copyrights of the copyright of the copyright of the copyright of the copyright of the copyright?
I mean, at some point it's gonna be smaller than 1 pixel, so it won't go on forever.
No, eventually,
except if
someone
it's
is
in vector image.
Someone is going to have to literally copyright a copyright enhancing machine that will enhance the screen that shows the copyright, so that we know that copyright has been copyrighted. Oh, Jesus, my head.
Anyways, welcome to the episode.
Yeah, hello. Now,
All right.
I have another episode for you. Not another episode. That would be ridiculous. I've got another question for you that will probably start off our first section, which will go on for about 10 minutes, starting now. Question: who am I?
Okay. You're Matt.
You're Nick.
I'm.
I think you're Joel.
I think I might be Nick. Are you?
Are you copyrighted?
Oh
God. What I've gathered from you is that you are a huge Nicolas Cage fan.
The thing is, I don't actually like him that much. I've not seen any of his films.
No. Since we're telling you who you are,
you're going to define my entire personality by about 3 hours of conversation that we've had. Great.
Yes, completely.
Oh God.
Joel, do you want to add anything to that? Who is Matt?
I think his dream about sexually
Oh,
violating
Jesus
some
Christ,
autonomy.
Max.
It says a lot about him.
Thing is, I do psychology for A-level, so I could go proper Sigmund Freud on that and say sexually
No,
assaulting
no.
Sean Connery
You
somehow
asked the
relates to me
question of
wanting to
us.
have sex with my mother.
Now, you say that you have some sort of a starfucker mentality, I guess, is what I'm
Wait,
getting.
a what fucker mentality?
Starfucker.
What's the stuff? Oh, right, okay, yeah, got it. For some reason, don't question me on this, please, because it's weird enough. For some reason,
Yeah.
I didn't picture that as celebrity fucking. I pictured.
Actually up there
Sexuality.
fucking the sun.
I'm
you know.
literally just dicking a star.
Friction.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, would that be better because of the time dilation of gravity and everything else? I'm just asking you a question since you seem to know.
I mean, like, because it would be, the gravitational pull would probably be so small that I'd be struggling to get it in and out. So what I think would eventually happen is that I would have to just let it stay in there and let the star move for me. Like, you know, one of those, like, so I would basically make reverse. That would be how I would have sex. We got weird so quickly.
Welcome to episode 2. Okay, so so you tried to derail the conversation, but I think it just got way more interesting.
It's got way more interesting.
Personally.
Let's. Jesus.
Yes. Okay. What else is about Matt? What else do we know about him? Let's go with.
He's from England.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
and now, this is sort of, I just want to go ahead. The reason I proposed this question is we basically did the entire last episode and no one kind of had a clue. We were basically 3 people. They have no idea who they are, just talking about Face Off 2, being John Malkovich. I can't name that film again. That's flushed from my brain. But so I thought, let's actually introduce ourselves. So I thought, one thing that might be worth mentioning is how we actually know ourselves. Because I never really got addressed, and all my friends were very confused by this, so I thought I'd just say, basically, I got extremely depressed. I'm not going to go too long on this. I got extremely depressed during my last half-term holiday and thought, I will do something that forces me to talk to people. So I just went on Reddit and somehow got multiple people interested in starting a podcast within a week, which shocked me. Because...
Interestingly enough, that was kind of the same reason why I agreed to doing this, or why I thought, let's do this.
Because I genuinely looked into about 2 other podcasts. One person never replied. One person basically gave up after a day, and so I just thought,
Reddit.
Yeah, that's very much Reddit. Reddit's weird because they don't let you post on certain forums until you've got a certain amount of karma, which you can only get by making posts on forums. So it ruined me. I was lucky to get...
I actually got my first karma this week. I did some shitposting on a German meme subreddit.
I got kicked off.
So
I got kicked off.
Well,
I got kicked off of a political forum because at one point I posted I posted the poster for Alien vs Predator, which had a tagline: "No matter who wins, we lose." And I just said, "This is how we're all going to feel, but come November 8th."
You're talking about the 80s nostalgia, right?
Yeah, it's nostalgia because, as we all know, Aliens vs Predator, the film from somewhere in the 2000s, I think, came out in the 80s.
Yeah, well, the idea came out of the 80s. The 80s nostalgia.
80s nostalgia, we can't get away from that.
Yeah, can't escape it.
We can never get away.
Well, I don't think I've actually explained why I'm doing the podcast exactly, but well, I work all the time. And I have this nice audio setup, and I wanted to do something with it.
So let me get straight. You basically said, I do a lot of work all the time. Now I'm going to do something that gives me more work to do. Instead of spending time with my family. Because, unlike me and Joel, you actually have a family.
Don't out me as the old man already.
You are the old man. No. I mean, I'm 16 and Joel's 17 from what I remember. You have literally got a wife and a child.
2 kids.
2? Jesus Christ!
One that's only a year younger than you, by the way.
Oh my God, that makes me feel really old or really young, and I can't tell which, and I don't know how either makes sense.
Yeah, but
at some point we'll have to do like a skit where you're our dad and we're like twins or something.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Actually, no, yeah, Joel. I think Joel will agree with me on this. Depending on how his teenage years have gone, I'm going to need to warn you because get ready.
We already have a psychological profile being built around the concept of you through this podcast.
No. You don't understand. I actually had an intervention from my parents because I'm so antisocial and miserable most of the time. Wait until you get to that point with your little sprogs, because it will be the worst for you.
Well,
Or
there.
just send them to a boarding school like my parents did, and
At
you'll
one
be
point,
fine.
generally said, "We're going to send you to boot camp." I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, my kids are actually way more social than I ever was.
I don't get how they do that.
Let me
I
just
don't get how, because teenage years is basically a thing that kicks you in the balls and laughs at you. And then
Now, you want to... so one little personal fact about me is when I was a teenager, I also suffered from schizophrenia.
oh really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Shit.
like take all the distractions and everything else like that and add voices in your head.
Oh Jesus! Depressive thoughts are
It
bad
went a-
enough. I can't think of other voices.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, when puberty went down, it went away. So really odd. But yeah, so I totally understand that. In fact, I kind of went into the podcast Reddit to find a podcast where I could kind of talk to somebody other than people your guys' age. But then I realized that's pretty much all
we
I've
are.
ever talked to.
Yeah, we are.
So
plus,
I'm
plus
totally
you're on the
fine
internet.
with it.
You're not getting away from the teenagers. They're everywhere.
No.
They are.
Well, the one thing that I find absolutely hilarious is that, all these parents are like, I don't understand my teenagers. I don't understand my teenagers. Who comes up with this nonsense? People my age come up
Yes,
with
people
that.
your age can. It's just,
Yeah. So I might as well be contributing to that.
people are like, oh, Facebook. Like, remember when Facebook was actually a controversial thing? Because those are some special people. Like, because you can't. Facebook was literally. I've seen the social network. The social network Facebook was invented by a bunch of nerds who just sat around all day backstabbing each other and having sex.
Rich nerds.
Rich nerds. Extremely rich nerds.
Rich nerds.
And that's the
yeah,
thing, they weren't
drinking.
because they're saying like, oh, it's all these 8-year-olds that are doing it, and all they're going on Facebook and getting groomed and stuff, and it's not. It's not happening.
No. No.
I remember once.
No.
I'll send a letter on purporting to be a young girl that no one actually knew who they were. So I'll send a letter home. So do you know what I genuinely did that night? I created a Facebook account and added that fake girl to my friends list. So I basically added a paedophile to my group friends list. I don't.
And now you're on the list.
I said I was
Hey.
16 is fine, but they did. They might actually that's good. It's fine. They never actually. Funnily
Yeah.
enough, they never actually accepted the friend request, which was somewhat weird.
They're onto you.
They're on to me. I mean, yeah. To be fair, they probably were.
But that was the thing.
Yeah.
People were always scared, like, ooh, Facebook is like collecting all your data, and now we
What
know
data is that? Oh,
that
Well,
from
every
all that
country's
international
government is
spying
doing
from
that,
Facebook,
so-
we found out that there's a party going on right now. It's down the road. Let's go get fucked! Like, what are they going to do with that useless information on Facebook?
Well, the thing is that Facebook really wasn't that big of a deal because everyone already gave all their personal information away to MySpace.
Fuck, I forgot about MySpace. I genuinely... No, because I'm at the age where, basically, I never even went on social media till I was 14. So MySpace had come and gone before I even understood what the internet was properly.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. You genuinely didn't. The only thing cool about it is that you use CSS to modify how your page looks.
I've just realised something. It's been 10 minutes.
It has been 10
It has been 10 minutes,
And,
so...
Joel.
Right, I have an impossible question for you guys.
Okay.
Because I hate Facebook and haven't logged into my account since 2 years, I'm going to completely change the subject, and I'm going to ask you this question. At which point is it acceptable in a slow food restaurant to complain that the food is taking too long?
Okay. In France or anywhere else in the world?
Oh, let's get some racism in.
I was just there.
That's funny because I've never actually had that problem. Like, because I don't go to restaurants that much because I'm 16 and antisocial, so I've never really had that problem. But the worst it's ever been was when we went to an Indian with my dad once, and someone decided to order about 15 takeaway curries for a charity cancer event. So they, one, were demoralised by the fact they weren't getting paid for all this stuff they were doing, and they, two, had to make 15 curries to go. So it took like a good hour for our starters to show up. So it was really long. But we just sort of sat there and complained because that is the British sentiment of the ages.
Yeah. I will answer that question with a mathematical formula. I think it would be 15 minutes and then add maybe 10 minutes for every additional person.
That seems fair.
Yeah. So 2 people, 25 minutes, they anything that could carry, as long as there's enough people to carry a conversation. Yeah.
The thing was, this was like 2 months ago. I was on a date with another guy, and we went to an Italian restaurant, and he ordered like gnocchi.
Gnocchi, yeah.
Yeah, and I ordered a pizza, and the gnocchi came, and he ate them, and he finished before even my pizza arrived. So I just sat there.
That happened to me once. I remember that because I went to it wasn't on a date because I am a 16-year-old virgin. There's nothing. Just want to say also, there is nothing more depressing than being bi and lonely, because you basically will do anyone, and no one will take you, which is very depressing. But yeah, I was going to say, it wasn't on a date, but I was because we used to have a thing where we had to go to Morrison's because that was the only place that served food, and I was out and we were in a town where I did jiu-jitsu lessons. So we went in there, got the food, and it was like my sister always ordered something that took about 25 minutes to make, and everyone else's was super like McDonald's level food. So we were all always eating it, and she never learned the lesson, is what annoyed me. Because every time we were like, just order the burger. You'll order the spaghetti. Of course you'll order the spaghetti. So then we had to sit there and just wait for her. Just wait as she just slowly ate this spaghetti that she'd taken an hour to order and would only eat half of it. And I just wanted to kick her. You just want to kick her.
Yeah, but that's the thing. How long can it take to prepare such a meal? And I don't even think that they do everything fresh.
Yeah. Well,
in every restaurant they just warm it
God,
up,
no.
and I just think they said like, yeah, we have to wait 10 minutes till we can start warming up the stuff.
There is that paranoid part, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
they forgot about me, maybe,
Very
and so
paranoid.
they then microwaved it quickly in 3 minutes and had me waiting for half an hour
well,
for nothing.
a lot of those restaurants that don't make food fresh, they have those like conveyor belt cookers.
Yeah.
And if like
What?
other people have like ordered pizza, you gotta wait for your pizza to like enough room for your pizza to be added to the conveyor belt to be cooked.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's typically the main problem. Unless they're doing I mean, I don't know how classy the place was, but if they were doing like a stone, like cooking it on stone and putting it in an
Yeah.
actual oven and stuff like that takes some time. But
Okay.
yeah, it depends on the place. But pizza actually does take a considerable amount of time to put together and make, especially at a restaurant where they may not.
Yeah, but I
typically
don't
serve
think they had to prepare the dough or something. They just
Yeah, they just had it. They pulled it out of the fridge. They probably put it on a conveyor belt.
It's like-
That's. I'm gonna
for me,
stick
it
with
always
that.
is a just supermarket. So everything they were serving in there, they sold in ready meal boxes in the shop. And I was thinking, you are literally just microwaving your own stock. Just bring it out! I still to this day do not know why they took so long. It baffled me.
I was in a what would you call it? a Donner
All right.
fast food place.
The height of culture.
Paris because I'm American.
We drink wine, we eat snails, and we
I'm
do
American,
doner kebabs.
and I like to eat. I like to eat around 5 to 6, at night, and everyone in Paris eats at 7 at the earliest, and none of the restaurants are open until 7. So first night there, we went for Donner, and I was asked probably I don't know, you wouldn't call it racist, it would be nationalist, right? Somebody being these stupid Americans. But it was this Arab guy. He came up to us and was like, "Oh, you're American." And I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like, "What do you do in Paris?" And I'm like, "Well, visiting. I have my family coming here and everything else like that." And he was like, "Oh, Americans, you eat food like this?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, sometimes, yeah." And he's like, "Is it hard to find in America? Because I thought you just ate hot dogs." And Joel, don't take this the wrong way, but when you walk away from a conversation, when you walk away from a conversation, you come up with a great comeback. Mine was basically, I think you have us confused with Germany. Because you can't go anywhere without, finding like currywurst or, bratwurst.
That is like someone coming up to a British person saying, "Oh, Big Big Cheerio, do you want some tea?" And it's like, I don't drink tea.
What?
This guy was very sincere and very nice about it, though, and we
That's
had
always
actually a
weird,
pretty
isn't
good
it?
conversation. But he legitimately was concerned. He was like, "Well, you would eat this?" And I'm like, "Well, there's hamburgers on the menu right there, too. I mean, if you want to be like that, I could totally eat here, and buy the typical American burger. I mean, they have something called the American burger, and of course it's got like 3 layers on it, eggs and bacon and all this crazy stuff. But, I mean, like, yeah, that was an odd conversation to have. I was just trying to get a quick bite to eat, and it turned into this, like almost racist conversation with some random guy that I met off the street.
This reminds me actually, because we're far too on topic right now, so I'm going to take a very big skew right now. I did a small amount of promotion on Reddit or stuff for the podcast, and one of the few people that actually replied to it was someone who had already said, "This podcast sounds hilarious." Then he actually listened to it, and he sent 2 messages, one of which he deleted, which I saw because it was, "I voted Trump." Then the second one was, "You don't want to hear my opinions." So so just for the sake of having a total political non-bias anymore, Trump. He's a vicious, sexist, homophobic, racist pervert. Hillary Clinton. Whoa, she was a bit corrupt, wasn't she? Carry on. Yeah, carry on. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out there, because that guy was a dick.
Okay, so...
And so is Hillary.
Yeah, so how do you get that out of 80s nostalgia? I don't understand.
80s nostalgia is a very confusing thing.
Yeah, it comes and goes, and people keep on looking fondly back at that era, but all it got...
No one's going to be nostalgic about this year.
Well, who knows? You would not
This is the
wait
year
for
David
the
Bowie
cheese.
died. This is the year that everyone famous and Fidel Castro died. This is the year that Brexit happened, and it's the year that we had to choose between the lesser of 2 evils for President of America. It was a shit year.
Yeah, but
Well, but a lot of good stuff happened, right, guys?
Get your
trying to think of
filthy
something.
optimism out of my podcast. Don't be optimistic.
tried really hard. Now, let me just say one thing. Now, if action movies make a giant comeback, then maybe it will be an awesome...
That's the thing I thought about, because imagine if Independence Day came out today and there was just a picture of the White House getting blown up. People would be a lot less scared of that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And now, let me do bring up one good thing that he's done. Maybe. If he makes up his mind at some point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so apparently the Asian treaty thing is relevant to the copyright question I asked, because they wanted to copyright digital property and allow anybody to issue a takedown for all ISPs anywhere in the world and just make that a thing. The whole world would basically be YouTube.
Oh Jesus! Because I remember Sony tried this one as well. Because Sony actually tried to copyright the term "Let's Play."
Sony, or was it the what is it?
I think it was
Reaction Brothers.
No, they tried to copyright the term "React." The Fine Brothers tried to copyright React,
right.
and Sony tried to copyright the term "Let's Play." So they would, if they had got that, they technically would own every single Let's Play that was on YouTube.
As long as you called yourself a Let's Play.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone would just call it something else.
Yeah, I would call it a sit-down playtime.
Sit down playtime. Oh my god! If we ever do a gaming channel, I'm so calling it sit down talkie playtime.
Sit down talkie playtime.
Sit down talkie.
Welcome to our sit down talkie playtime. We're playing.
To keep talking and nobody explodes.
Yeah.
Sit down talkie playtime. No. Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's been 10 minutes. Nick.
10 minutes. I got one. Oh shit.
Talk. Damn you.
I'm gonna say we can't talk about movies.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn you.
Well, I will talk about a TV show.
I
I finally watched Black Mirror.
Yes.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Actually, I just wanted to throw this in. The last time I said that I watched season 3, but I thought there were already 3 seasons. But then I watched the 3rd season, except one episode.
Which one didn't you say?
Because the video game episode fucked me up so hard.
Yeah, the video game one's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
You're not
please.
gonna like me.
Oh my god! Don't you dare! Don't
So,
you dare! Don't you dare!
I was really with the show all the way through season 2, but season 3 started becoming predictable.
Okay, I want to ask, how many
Yeah.
episodes of Series 3 did you watch?
Season 3, I watched half of them so far.
So,
So I watched the video game one, I watched the military one, and the other one was so forgettable I don't even recall it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually till halfway in to the video game one, I thought like, they're just going to do this, ha ha ha, I'm not scared, I'm trying to laugh it all off. But then the end, which I'm not going to spoil, I think it really did the trope that they used. They did it well.
that's the thing,
once.
because it
Because
does
they gave
do
it away.
It's very
They gave it
tropey.
away. If you watch Jacob's Ladder and then you watch that up, like they gave it away.
Yeah, I've never seen that, so I
Yeah,
didn't.
I was
I
like,
will say,
I know exactly.
oh
what
god,
they're doing.
I want to prove you wrong in a way, but I can't because you've not seen. Oh god, okay.
Well, give me a couple days,
Okay, I'll
and
just
I'll
say
finish
this.
up the other one.
So, okay, we'll talk about this next time. This will be a topic next time. Don't you worry. So I just want to ask. So have you seen series 1, 2, and half of 3, or only series 3?
1, 2. I watched it all the way through from start to finish, and then when I got to season 3, I watched the first and second, which was the video game one, I think. And then after that, I skipped to the one that seemed more interesting.
Oh my god, you skipped like. No, you should watch them because they're really good. But like, I want to say, so you're saying it gets predictable, which I can sort of see that because the military one, I called that twist so fast it wasn't even funny. But it kind of,
like,
I mean, it kind of did it. It did the twist well, even if it was.
Guys.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh!
We're kind of turning into the British TV Radio Times Digest with Nick, Matt, and Joe.
No, okay, so let's go.
This is
I'm just
going
going
to
to
be
go
a
through
section
everything.
like.
I'm going to. Shut up, Joel. I want to tell him that he's wrong for not liking Black Mirror.
Well, I didn't say I didn't like
Okay,
it. I really
the Prime
enjoyed
Minister
it.
fucking the pig episode.
So I really enjoyed the show. I just feel like on season 3, them increasing the number of episodes, I think they spread themselves a little thin.
Yeah, I will say there were like 3 episodes I would happily have not seen and probably not been too bad about.
Well, and then on top of that, the video game one was not scary.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
I didn't.
Okay,
Yeah,
actually, I just want to ask:
thing,
have you played Bioshock?
Yeah, the thing is I don't scare easily, at all.
Oh, I was so terrified. Here's the thing: I probably called that twist in my head pretty early on that it was all he was in the first one. Shit.
Well, I mean,
Don't spoil it.
The idea was that they set up a lot of things that could.
Okay, I'll mute that bit later on. I'll put a kitten meowing or something over that.
Spoiler warning.
Like, yeah,
we're going to be talking about spoilers for Black Mirror.
Do you know what I was gonna? Do you know what I want to do? I kind of want to just get like that meme, just pew 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 pew, and just put that thing, and I'm just gonna spoil every single episode. And then just like do that typical thing with this, like where you censor out swearing, and then it gets very bizarre when you go out of the censor bar. But, I'm too lazy to edit that in, so.
Yeah. But anyways, spoiler warning. If you were listening to that, unlisten.
Yeah.
I hate
okay,
that when people say just listen away, don't listen to us.
It's like something else when I come back. Okay, so.
It's so stupid.
Okay, I'll just say this. Episode 1, which is the Nosedive one, which is the Social Network, Bryce Dallas Howard one, I would probably say that's 4th best. Then I would say it's Hated in the Nation, which is the 6th episode, which was pretty good. Then Playtest, which was my 2nd favourite. Then San Junipero is my favourite episode of anything ever. So I was going to say that the 2 episodes you should watch that you've not seen already, Nick. If you can probably skip episode 3, I think, because I didn't think it was very good.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why I skipped
episode 4 and episode 6 are both brilliant. So you basically went to the 2 great ones and went right down the middle.
Well, I had 3 choices and I went for the middle one.
It was like you were making love to a beautiful woman, and all you could do was grab one breast. You had one hand free, you could only grab one breast. You could go for the left or the right, and you went straight down the middle with a karate chop. That's what you did. You beat a woman.
I motorboated.
You beat a woman. You murdered a woman instead of grabbing a boob.
Well, I was trying to go for the one that, I think, would be had the most potential for something interesting to happen, and it
was pretty uninteresting. I will say, one thing that Charlie Brooker said that I found quite interesting because it kind of ruins the show for me in many ways is he said he likes to think they're all taking place in the same universe, and he did create some overlapping things.
There's
there's reference between episodes.
Yeah.
And
you
I
can
find
see
that
in the TVs.
I don't like that because one of the episodes there are certain characters. I'm really trying not to spoil it because oh my god, right? Okay, there's one episode where something happens that very much juxtaposes other episodes of Black Mirror. And then the next episode on from that somewhat undermines it. Because it basically says, yeah, this thing happens forever. No, it doesn't anymore. Because everything died or something like that.
Yeah,
so it kind of felt ruined to me.
They don't have to take place at the same time.
No, but it's like, I can't explain. Okay, I'll tell you, right, when you see the episodes, you might understand it, and I'll explain it to you next episode, but you might understand what I mean.
We'll table this. You could bring it up as a derail.
I'll make a note on my phone if I can find it.
But for now, Matt, the 10 minutes are up, and you have to disrupt your own discussion.
Aha! Okay, so it's time for another regular feature of this podcast because I've decided it will be. The new film has come out called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So I think J.K. Rowling, having already said that she's going to make 5 more of these, I think. What? She could use a hand. Yeah, she said Johnny Depp's going to be in them, the woman-beating prick.
Please no.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's... Oh god, I'm sad again. Okay, where was I? You derailed me! Okay, so J.K. Rowling's going to make 5 more films, so she probably needs a bit of help. This is going to be a very quick joke because I've not thought it through. I'm going to pitch a sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I shall call it Fantastic Beasts and Where to Put Them. I basically pictured it would just be Eddie Redmayne sort of forcing a griffin into a box for 2 hours. Just violently beating a wild animal into submission so he could just put it in a nice little box, and then it would just get carted away at the end like the Indiana Jones movies.
You're tapping into me watching those little kids cartoon shows and all the violent outcomes I could think as a resolution to those. Okay, so so what pick a mythical beast and we'll figure out where to put them. So you brought a griffin.
Yeah, let's put it in Gryffindor. Just put it in the Gryffindor house. You know, let's see how some terrified first years.
They're in the middle of doing the sorting hat, and somebody just brings in a actual
So
griffin.
a griffin.
You're going to Gryffindor over there by the actual griffin.
No, the door to the common room is a griffin.
The door to the
which has to move out of the way, and you have to be brave
a
enough
griffin
to
door.
confront it to be able to move through the door.
What happens is,
But it's a door. I'm not as familiar with this as you guys, apparently.
every person that gets sorted into the sorting hat, every time it says Griffin, they basically have to do something to prove their worth for the house. So if it was Slytherin, you have to crawl down a drain pipe or something because you're evil and irredeemable.
So basically, they
somehow
have to
a good idea.
recreate the Shawshank Redemption.
Yes. Yes, that's what all the evil people get.
Okay.
All the Gryffindors, literally, all the Gryffindors have to get through a door that's being guarded by a griffin.
So the door's
Griffin
not
door.
actually a griffin.
No, it is a door both simultaneously made of griffin, like it's literally the bone makes them, but
Okay.
it's also got a griffin guarding it.
Okay.
So the sorting hat just basically...
So like in the first movie with the dog.
Yeah, so imagine like the sorting hat, basically getting those little straps, patting you on the back, saying, go to that griffin now and beat it. Beats that griffin!
Okay, I'm going to combine
That
the
could be a new
last two
spin-off as well.
derails.
Beats that griffin!
I'm going to combine things. And what I'm going to say is the griffin should be guarding Trump Tower. That's where
That's where all the Gryffindors can go then. They'll just set up in Trump Tower. Slytherin can work in the sewers.
Slytherin can work for
what are the other two called? I've
Russian
forgotten what
Today. Russia Today TV show down the street from Trump Tower. And yeah.
Okay, so now we've got to figure out where the other two go. So Ravenclaw.
Wall
They can
Street.
go in they can go in a bird sanctuary in Wall Street, so they can they can have all the ravens they want. Now, I could say something sort of homophobic with Hufflepuff.
Go
on.
So, okay.
You had my
Okay, no, I'm
curiosity,
gonna-
but now you have my attention.
Okay. So, when I say
think I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
when I hear Huffle, all I think of is the wolf.
Blow
Yes,
your
the wolf
son.
from the Three Pigs going, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow. That's where I'm going to leave it. And then the fact that puff is a word for a homosexual gentleman. If you want to get into Hufflepuff, there's just going to be a really sleazy looking tramp sort of standing around, and he's just these terrified first years. They come in bright-eyed. Whoa! I'm going to learn magic. I'm going to play with magic wands.
you're
You're
gonna
going to
turn them
play
to
with
the
this
street,
magic
is what
wand
you're
now,
saying.
you little shit. Suck it. Suck it.
Puff the magic dragon.
Yeah.
Yes. So they get set.
No, actually, puff in German means brothel.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
It's a
Oh,
slang
no.
term.
Oh.
So
Wow.
So okay,
I
that also sorts out where they go. They can go and live in a brothel.
Now, I could bring up what I thought you were going for. I
Okay,
thought you were
what
going
were
for
you
Broadway. Since we were all locating them in New York, I thought that's where you're going with that. But
There's a brothel in New York somewhere. Oh god, I just realised that's probably going to have to be my thumbnail for this podcast now. I don't want to just... Oh god, I might have to just...
a bunch of kids dressed up for Hogwarts
gonna
on the
get
street
Eddie-
corners.
I'm going to get a picture of Eddie Redmayne, because he's in Hufflepuff apparently. I'm going to shrink him down to a child size and just put his face in front of a tall tramp.
Well, put them in front of Trump Tower and show a griffin flying overhead, and that's our thumbnail.
Oh
I
That's awful. Why can I not stay away from sexual assault of unwilling people?
And, you need to include the title, which is, this is episode 2, just to remind you, and,
Cruise control,
it
yes,
is
because
cruise
everything
control.
is going to be wet after those little children have had their fun with the little nice tramp. Oh.
and cruising is a
Yes.
thing too.
Yes.
Gay sex
Yes.
cruises.
So it ties in. Way.
It's got very depressing again.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a good point to maybe
let's
end
the
the
episode there, because otherwise we're going to get even more disturbing.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let me end the episode by saying thank you for listening, and this is episode 2, Cruise Control. I just brought that up, but I just want to point out that you could find additional episodes on pwna.podbean.com, and we should be posting those this weekend, so by the time you hear this, it'll already have been passed, and I am explaining this for no reason.
And you can also find us on YouTube at, I think it's The Podcast with No Aim. I spelt it out because it's easier. It's in the search rankings. So go on YouTube, search The Podcast with No Aim. That's probably where it'll get uploaded first, because I'm in charge of that. And I've also got a Twitter account where we'll tweet out when the things go up. So yeah.
Okay. All right. And basically,
go away now.
So we've been Nick, Matt, and Joe with the podcast with no aim, and fuck off or something.
Fuck off!
Well, we need an outro.
I think we should just have an outro as just Joel saying, just that sound of Joel saying "fuck off."
Yes.
Joel, say it again. Everyone quiet so Joel can say "fuck
go ahead.
off" and we can go.
Fuck off.
There we go.